Welcome back. I'm here with my mom, Kathy.
Hi.
And if you're new, my name is Shannon, and we are currently in your new home.
Yes.
Talking about how this all came about from beginning to end.
Yes, so it was in January because I had people over for my birthday, a couple people, and one friend said, oh, I saw that there was a house for sale down the hill in the neighborhood. And you said, oh, it's open house the next day. That was a Friday.
And I brought it
Saturday.
up on my phone.
I brought up the phone. We looked at it. We go, wow, that's really cool. And then, so we went. Carl and I both went. You went. We all went to the open house. Pretty much fell in love with the house immediately. There were other people too really wanting it. We could tell they were talking to the broker. We were talking to the broker.
A lot of people came through that day, that first open home.
Right. We had to put an offer on it right away. Not sure if we were going to get it or not.
A lot of offers came in immediately.
Right. Yeah. So they told us, this was on a Saturday. They said the sellers were moving out of state and they were out of town right then. And they said that they were accepting offers all on this coming up Wednesday or Thursday. So we made an offer. We wrote a little story. Then other people had put in offers. We had to go up
a little bit, to make
ours
stand out
really good. Yeah. So,
and also your letter was all about how you wanted to live close to us, and we're very close, within walking distance now. Yeah. So that was a big thing for you guys in your letter about the proximity to grandkids and all of that, which is true, 100% true.
And luckily for us, we found out later that these people were in their early 60s and their children had moved up north and they had just had grandchildren. So these people wanted to go up and be with them. So they totally related to our grandparent story. And they chose us, and we were excited.
It was really exciting.
Yeah, it was. In fact, I think I cried when
I was driving to pick up my son who was sick at school, pick him up in the middle of the day. And I remember you called me and said, we got the house, because we were trying really hard not to get upset that if you didn't get it, if it didn't work out. We were trying to say, okay, hopefully they get it, but if they don't, then we don't want to get emotionally wrapped up in it and be super sad if you don't get it, because it was just such a perfect situation. So close, and the house just is everything that you guys wanted. No stairs, smaller footprint, all of that. And so when you called me and you said, they picked us, I was crying too. I thought, I can't believe this is actually happening.
That was a good start. But then we didn't say anything about that we actually were chosen, because we had to go through a lot of hoops, jump through a lot of hoops before we could actually get the house.
We didn't say anything to you.
Yeah, you guys.
Everyone who watches. Yeah. Because again, we didn't want to say we got the house when it might fall through.
It could fall through.
And all those things. We didn't want to get everyone excited about it and then have to say, oh, you know what? It's super sad that we, because fell through.
We would not have sold our house if we had not gotten this house, and were chosen. But we still had to qualify and do a lot of business type stuff to make it work. And
at first, you guys were trying to make it contingent on selling your old house.
Right.
And that was a problem because of where your old house is. Those houses just take a little longer to sell. And so that was a situation where that being wrapped up, getting this house being wrapped up and selling that house was stressful.
Right. And we had a couple contingencies, like a 10-day contingency that we had to be in escrow in our house, and that wasn't happening. So we ultimately had to take a loan out, even a short-term loan, because
to get this,
we committed to this house without having ours even sold or an offer or anything.
Not even listed. It wasn't listed when you made the offer on this house.
No, not at all. So we had to list it, and they wanted us to list it and within 10 days have an offer, and that didn't happen. So then we had to go qualify for a temporary loan,
which is even more stressful.
Yeah. So you got to go through the whole loan process, which ended up being a 30-year loan.
Yes.
And it's just been...
So to explain how stressful that is, and then also not being able to tell all of you that, because if anything fell through...
it still could, up to the last moment, it could have fallen through.
Yes. And that's why so many people were asking, did you get the house? Did you find a house yet? And I wanted to say, yes, we found a house. And they're trying to get it, but we had to really hold back on that, which was hard.
Yeah. And then selling our old house, we were doing open houses for 40 days straight and had no offers.
Yes.
And then we just finally said, let's just take it off the listing. We had already taken the loan out on this new house. And then we were thinking like, well, there goes our nest egg,
having to pay
monthly payments.
Oh yeah.
So we took it off the market, and then we were going to relist it at a lower price
the next day.
The next day, and then have another open house. But that next day, someone called our broker and said, "You took it off the house. I was thinking of buying it." And he goes, "Well, you better step up because they took it off the house." And that person stepped up and bought it.
Yes. And they did a cash offer.
They did a cash offer, which is perfect.
So much faster.
But we still had to do the loan.
But you can imagine when we were doing those videos, staging the house and all of that, which was in real time when we were doing those videos, we had to do so many things so quickly. When we did the video on redoing my dad's office, taking all the paintings off the wall, taking all that art down, and then
in one day and paint the walls.
One day and paint the wall the next day,
because that was an open house.
Open house the next day. We had 2 days to do all of that work. So that's why in that video you might have noticed it was early morning and then it was late at night when we were finishing.
And then we videoed, then we were just exhausted.
I know some people said, "Oh, you guys look so worn out," and we were really worn out.
I'm still worn out.
It was from early morning, me going to your house and immediately taking things out of closets, decluttering, cleaning, hiding things into the garage, moving stuff. Everything you saw was true. That was really, truly happening to stage the house. Yeah. But it was just a very, I don't want to say stressful, but hectic, fast-paced.
And we would not have been able to do it without Shannon's help. There's no way the two of us would have done it at all. She just gets in there, do this, do that, leads the way. Yeah.
I knew we only had a limited time and I wanted to do everything we could possibly do for your house to sell, to make it look as good as possible. And thankfully, the real estate agents that you met through buying this house were amazing.
Yes.
And they had all these tips and tricks on how to stage it, what to get rid of, what to hide and put in the garage and all that kind of stuff. So
and living in a staged house for 40 days was not easy.
Not fun.
Not fun, especially for Carl. He's like, "Where's my this? Where's my that? Nothing's in place." And he was getting really frustrated. But we pulled through, but it was tough getting up every morning. You never knew when someone was going to show up. You had to brush your teeth, put your stuff away. You're done. Get out of the house, or be ready for a phone call. Get out in 20 minutes. And that was for 40 days straight. We did that. That was a lot of work.
And I remember that first day you guys said, "Okay, we got the house kind of clean. We're sort of ready." But then someone wanted to come and see it like an hour after you guys got up or something. And you said, "Oh my gosh, that was so hectic trying to get it all ready." That's when you shifted to waking up and immediately getting the house completely staged.
Don't wait till you get a call.
Yeah, you had everything ready to go, and then you just hid everything until you got maybe a call that day or the next day.
And then crazy us, neurotic us, we'd vacuum the whole house, top to bottom. Everything had the little lines. It's like we're crazy, but
who knows? Maybe that helped.
Maybe that's so. We like those vacuum lines.
She would come down to my house, be waiting for maybe an hour or two while people would come and all that and see the house. And so you would watch your Ring doorbell and you'd say, "Oh, okay, it's a family of 4 coming in." And that one time, we laughed so hard. That one man goes, "Oh my gosh, wow, it's so clean in here." It was so funny.
I know. Right?
He saw all those vacuum.
It's so clean.
Polishing, all of that. But it was just very, very, very overwhelming.
It was a big process, but we did it. We pulled through.
In the end, it all worked out, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I know.
The fact
I'm
that it all
surprised.
Came together.
And I went to dinner or lunch with one of my friends. She goes, "Okay, I'm going to put the whammy on it. This person's going to buy your house." Because I was getting really depressed. Like, "Oh, it's never going to sell. What are we going to do?"
Okay. You and Dad kept saying, "It's never going to sell. It's never going to sell." And I kept saying, "Why is it not going to sell?" I would look on Redfin and it said in this area, the average house would sell. It took about 40-ish, 45 days to sell in our area. And I said, it hadn't even been 40 days at that time.
Yeah.
And so I said, "Why wouldn't it sell? Your house is beautiful. It's a wonderful location. It's going to sell. It's just going to take a little bit longer." And then I remember you went to that lunch, and I remember Grant told you that day too, this is the person who's going to buy your house. And it was so crazy. Like I almost get the chills thinking about that. These people came in, and these were the people that bought your house with cash.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That
and
was
it was
great.
a 10-day
Yeah.
Was it a 10-day or 20-day?
It was 10-day. It was 10 days.
10-day escrow closing.
Yeah. So that's it.
It was so fast. And you had said, I remember you were going, oh, well, we're going to have plenty of time to move.
Yeah, I said, okay, we'll have time to do everything.
We're going to be able to do things here and move slowly. And we had moved a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We had brought in all the small things, the boxes and, ladders, just things that were easy for us to bring. Once they put in the offer, then it came down to a 10-day escrow. Yeah. And we had been thinking, oh, we're going to have all this time to set things up and think about it and this and that. And then it was just this massive change where we went from so much time to no time.
Yeah.
Like we are moving and you called the movers. They came a few days later and it was all hands on deck.
It was fast motion. Remember the curio cabinet? Well, we brought it to the house. I put it in here and I decided it doesn't look good in here. It doesn't really fit. So I decided to give it away. And we did the thing where you pay the movers to wrap it, pack it, bring it in, carry it in. And I said, no, get rid of it. So they took it out and we put it in the garage, I think. And then you and Grant came over, rewrapped it, took it to the thrift store. And we forgot the shelves, the glass shelves, left it at the thrift store. And we said, we'll be back with the shelves on the next trip. So the next day.
No, the same day.
Later in the day. Yeah, same day we show up. We show up to drop the shelves off and more stuff. And then I look at the side and I see the curio cabinet standing there with the back mirror gone.
Smashed out somehow.
Yeah, so.
They must have done something.
Curio cabinet. Unless someone would buy it and put something else in there. But I think that was the end of the curio cabinet. And that's fine. I have no problem with it.
It was surprising that you didn't want it.
I know.
Because you guys were so attached to that cabinet. Even though I said, we could find something else that might fit in your house better and blah, blah, blah. But you brought it in here. And I remember what you said is that you saw your reflection.
Yeah, it was just all mirror. Woo, hello, across the room. But I'll tell you what, the weird thing is now that I think about it, I can't even remember hardly what was in there. I know it's all packed in boxes somewhere. So I'm going to have another look at what I had in there.
Dolls.
I still have
elephants.
I still have the piano baby. Oh, don't remind me. Now I want to keep the curio. I'm going to get another one. No.
Well, what I told you, now that you guys are kind of setting things up in here, I said, I think you could get some kind of cabinet, maybe a little bit more updated, no mirrors and stuff, but have glass where you could still put your things you love and you want to see, because that's you. You guys like that stuff, and that's the stuff you like to look at. And if you love it, then find a way. But that big mirrored one, as a lot of people had commented saying the mirrors actually made it look really busy.
Yeah, right. Doubled everything.
It was distracting. So I think if you found a nice cabinet with shelves that, had the glass and stuff, you could still do the same thing in here.
But I'll wait.
Have it be the right size.
Right. I'll wait and I'll go through what I have and see what I really need to display and what makes me happy. What brings me joy.
The joy comment. But I feel like that one, when it came in too, was just not vibing with this.
No,
house.
Not at all.
It stuck too far out into the room.
Right.
And then the other smaller curio cabinet you left for the new owner.
Yes, I left it there because it was built for that under the stair thing. So that was custom, and then a custom bookcase. And then they wanted my big mirror with the lady that stood there by the piano. So I said, that's fine. That's fine. Take
Keep
it.
That. Yes. Yeah. A few things.
Yeah. I wouldn't find a place to put it here anyway. So
and you guys ended up giving that person the fridge too, because you have all your appliances in here already in the new house. And then the funniest thing ever regarding the carpet is, as we mentioned, they were neurotically vacuuming that carpet to make it all look perfect. We were worried about the stains and all these things. The day after the person bought your house, her neighbor sends a text showing all the carpet being ripped out and rolled up and put into the street to be thrown out.
Oh my gosh. First thing. Yeah.
First things. That's the moving story of how everything came about. I know there were so many questions that we couldn't answer right away because of, just not knowing what was going to happen. Tell everyone where you are at now that you've brought everything here and you're, getting settled.
I'm doing a lot of paperwork. I've spent days just doing the insurance and just transferring the electricity and the gas and all that. So that's keeping me really busy, changing our addresses everywhere, Social Security, IRS,
so many things.
Everything, yeah. So
there's a lot to think about. And you had to start all the new cable and internet here, all those things that you had to transfer.
Yes.
Just a lot to think about.
Yeah, and we've had the plumber here a couple times fixing things up, and that's going good. But
putting in your new water system, taking out the one that they had, previous owners had that you didn't like. So little things.
Right. Yeah.
And then I feel like the only other thing that you've mentioned a few times is just storage. So that's why you're decluttering a lot of stuff, and that you have less storage here. So that's a big change.
Yes.
And we'll see how that goes over time.
Yeah. We'll make it fit. I just want to do everything very slowly. I don't want to rush into anything and get anything, just at the spur of the moment. I want to think about it. I'll just leave boxes around before I just run out and get something haphazard. I want to plan it out and decorate and all that. So
I think that's a good idea. Yeah. It'll be beautiful.
Yeah, it'll be. I'm happy here. We're both happy here. We both feel very at home.
It's comfortable.
And it's exciting. I keep saying exciting, but it energizes us to have all this. And I love going out in the backyard. And so it's going to be a good place for the two of us.
Yay. So that's the story. And thank you so much for being here and all of the inspiration and encouragement that we've gotten in the comments for you guys.
Oh, yeah. Great comments.
Yes.
Yeah. Good advice. And we really appreciate it.
If you're new here, you can hit the subscribe button, and there are new videos every Wednesday and Sunday at 6 a.m. And we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye.